Yo guys, welcome to Ashton Fitness. Today I'm going to be taking you through my home isolation chest workout. This is actually my personal workout and it is a little bit unorthodox. There are some kind of exercises in here that you might not necessarily use on a typical chest day. However, they are very effective for building the chest. So if you're looking for some new exercises to incorporate into your calisthenics routine, then definitely try some of these out because they really do hit the chest. Before I start talking about that though, you've probably noticed that I've got a shiny new intro, and that is because one of my subscribers called SG Productions, shouts out to him, he actually made that intro just out of nowhere, just out of the kindness of his own heart. He was like, yo Ashton, I've got an intro for you, and then he sent it over to me and it looks really cool. So thank you so much for that, SG. Definitely go check out his channel because he's made a lot of progress in the last 6 months, and he's been following me for some time, and I've been talking to him over the months, and like I've seen his progress and it's just unreal. Like he's made so much progress in the last 6 months, both with his physique and with his training and strength. So really cool stuff to see, and yeah, thank you again SG, really appreciate that. So with these chest exercises, what I started off with was the bent arm straddle planche. For me, that is the hardest bent arm planche variation I can do, and then I worked my way down. I'm always banging on about work down sets, but you know that's because they work. I worked my way down to these bent arm planche progressions, so I'm just sticking one leg out and trying to alternate that to balance it out. But the reason why I'm doing these bent arm planche drills is because I find that they are a really effective way to skill to work the chest, because they place a lot of tension on your chest and your shoulders if you do them right, and they really do help grow your chest. This is actually the bent arm planche, and kind of bent arm planche progressions are actually one of my favorite ways to work chest because the amount of tension that they place on your chest is unreal. They are a very kind of advanced intermediate, like this for example, these bent arm planche swings, this is quite intermediate, but when you're doing the bent arm straddle planche and when you're doing the bent arm kind of one leg alternations as I was doing in the previous clips, those are quite advanced. So you definitely really want to get good at your dips, and especially your leaning forward dips before you start going on to the bent arm planche progressions and stuff like that. But I found those bent arm planche swings a tiny little bit too easy. They weren't necessarily too easy, but they weren't challenging my chest in the right way. So here I started doing these kind of like half push-ups, these half push-up reps. So I'm doing the bent arm planche swing and then kind of doing a little push-up pump at the end of the range of movement. And basically that is to A, work my chest a little bit more, and B, get my body prepared for the bent arm planche push-up, because this is something that I used to be able to do before my injury, before my motorbike crash, and it's something that I really want to get back because I think it looks like a really cool skill. It's super impressive and it really works the chest as well. So yeah, it's just me practicing for that. I can only obviously now do these kind of like half reps, but that's all right. Before, back in the day, I would have stressed myself out and I would have been like, oh, I'm only doing these half reps. Oh, like I can't do the full thing. I suck. And I would have been that harsh on myself, but nowadays, like, I know that it's all part of the process, and even if I can only do these half reps, that's fine, because I know that in the future I'll be able to build up the strength and endurance needed to do the full thing anyway. So and you guys will be able to see that. You'll see the progress, because this is a skill that I'm really keen to get back. So you'll see that over time I'll build up the strength slowly. And likewise, if you're in the same position with any calisthenics skill, the chance is, if you first try a calisthenics skill for the first time, you might not be able to do it completely with the full range of motion. So don't stress yourself out, just know that it's part of the process. Everyone's got to start somewhere. And when you do start, just be patient with yourself and know that you will build up the strength and the endurance to be able to do the full range of motion, whether that be for pull-ups, whether that be for push-ups, or for more advanced skills like, I don't know, front lever pull-ups, or in this case, the bent arm planche push-ups. So yeah, don't stress yourself out if you're in that position. So here I'm just doing these dips. I am doing them like this because I saw Hannibal for King doing them like this, and I thought that he was doing them for a reason. I thought that they were actually kind of there to kind of strengthen your core a little bit more by alternating your legs and kind of driving them up. I thought that it would give you a bit more core activation, but it didn't really do that much, and if anything I felt like it kind of made them a little bit easier, but they do look quite cool, so I kind of continued doing them because I liked the aesthetic of them. But yeah, they don't do what I thought they would do. But with these push-ups, dips, I'm making sure that I'm kind of having a slight lean forward. At this point, I was too fatigued to do leaning forward dips, which are a great variation for the bent arm planche, because they really strengthen your chest in the right way to be able to do that bent arm planche. But because I was too fatigued, I was just making sure to do these dips with a slight lean so that I was hitting the chest more and hitting the shoulders more. So here I started doing these straight bar dips. Straight bar dips are another really great exercise for the chest, the lower chest especially, and the triceps as well. Like, they are really, in fact, I actually prefer them for when it comes to muscle building. I prefer them over normal dips because I feel like they work the triceps and the chest that much more. And when I'm doing these, I'm trying to get my chest to the bar. You see a lot of people who get their stomachs to the bar, but I'm trying to kind of get my lower chest to the bar to really get that full range of motion. But yeah, these are an awesome exercise for building the chest and triceps, and I really recommend them as a muscle building exercise. And also they're great, of course, for the muscle up, because when you do the muscle up, you have to do a straight bar dip at the top to complete the movement. So it's always a good idea to strengthen your straight bar dips if you want to get better at the muscle up. So again, it's one of those skills that feeds into many other calisthenic skills. So it's a great idea to practice these straight bar dips, and they're challenging. They're harder than a regular dip, and anything that's going to challenge your muscles more is going to promote more muscle growth and more strength building as well. So they're a great all-round exercise. And yeah, you can see I could only do about 8 reps, but I did 4 sets of those because yeah, I love doing 4 sets. I normally do 4 sets. I used to do 3 sets, but as my kind of strength and endurance improved over the years, I moved it up to 4 sets, and for me that works really well. So here, I basically had a resistance band, and I wanted to work my upper chest, because the thing is that with my shoulder injury, sometimes if I do really intense chest or shoulder exercises, it starts to flare up a little bit. So I couldn't do any incline push-ups, and normally I would do either incline push-ups or incline diamond push-ups to really hit that upper chest. But because my shoulder was kind of flaring up, I was like, all right, let me not force it. So I did these band kind of, I call them landmine band presses. It's an adaptation. In the gym, you can do an exercise called the Landmine chest press, and basically it's where you set up a barbell in the corner of the room and you press up, as I'm doing, but with a barbell in your hands. But obviously, because we're at home, I used a resistance band to mimic that kind of movement. And yeah, this is a really great exercise for hitting the upper chest, and I've actually seen a lot of chest gains from doing these landmine presses with a barbell in the gym. So I know that this exercise works for building the upper chest. You can see that I am struggling because yeah, I've done a lot of chest work up until this point, and yeah, I'm basically just doing these until complete failure. The reason why I'm doing these until complete failure and not necessarily like anything like the bent arm planche or whatever is because this is just easier for your muscles to deal with. If you start doing really advanced calisthenic skills until complete failure, it's a bad idea, because basically your muscles just get too fatigued and the moves are too intense for your muscles to cope with, and then it increases your chance of injury. So you don't want to go into complete failure. Oh, look at that, it's the end of the video. Hey, well, I'm going to keep on talking. But yeah, you don't want to, I'll finish off with this. You don't want to go into complete failure with advanced calisthenics skills, because yeah, it just increases your chance of injury. Thank you for watching the video, guys. If you enjoyed it, then make sure you subscribe and turn on post notifications so you don't miss any videos like this in the future. And if you really did enjoy it, then make sure you share it with your friends so that they can benefit from it too and learn some awesome new chest exercises at home. So thank you for watching. This has been Ashton with Ashton Fitness, and I'll see you in the next video.